This is King Noble Black Supremacy. With this particular video, I want to talk about the death of Kenneka Jenkins. And I want to say that Kenneka Jenkins' death was no mystery. It was not a mystery. There's no mystery to it. It's simple. It was not a conspiracy. It's very, very simple. I can help you figure it out quickly. Kenneka Jenkins' death exposes the epidemic of alcoholism and drug abuse in our community. And when I say alcohol and drug abuse, I'll just put it all together and say intoxication. And if you break down intoxication, you're dealing with toxicity. That's the problem here. Black people being in a drunken state, being drunk, and being drunk and high, and being around those who being drunk and high, and putting yourself in danger and in unsafe environments and situations because your goal in getting drunk and high is to be out of your goddamn mind. And if you drunk and high out of your goddamn mind, you're not going to know what is going to happen to you, or who did what to you, or even what you did to somebody else. You may not know, you may not remember, because you're out of your mind. You're intoxicated, you're inebriated. So you put yourself in danger when you get drunk and you deal with this alcohol. And it's an epidemic right now in the black community amongst our youth. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's been popularized. The alcohol has become a problem. Then you got drinks now that's a mixture of alcohol and drugs combined. It's not really alcohol, it's not really a drug, it's somewhat both. You drink it and you out of your damn mind. When you're out of your mind, anything can happen to you. And nowadays, taking that drink, taking those drugs is suicide. Because when you choose to ingest it or inhale it, you're signing a contract that anything can happen to me after this point. You're literally selling your soul to the devil. Getting drunk and getting high. You're selling your soul. You don't know what's going to happen to you. Your being and your entity now belongs to something else. Period. Or anybody else who can take over your vessel. We don't know whether someone put Kenneka Jenkins in that freezer. The video cameras to me shows that she was in a drunken state and she wandered to that freezer. She wandered her way in there. That's what the video is showing me. Now, if she was in her right mind and not drunk and not around drunkards and people that are drunk and out of their damn mind, she wouldn't have been in that situation. If it wasn't about partying, seen as getting drunk and getting high, she would not have been in that situation. Situations like this should show you that getting drunk and getting high is a problem. Getting drunk and getting high is a problem. Some people say, well, you can get a little high. It's no big deal. I can get a little bit high. You just got to know when to quit. But you create environments for people who do not know when to quit. You create nuisance and dangerous situations for people who do not know when to quit. You promote dangerous substances that can cause a person to be out of their mind. Drugs and alcohol, pills, all that shit, lean, molly, ecstasy, all of it. Out of your mind. That's what happened to Kenneka Jenkins. So if somebody even took advantage of her, it was because she was drunk. because she was out of her mind. She wasn't thinking in her conscious mind, or she wouldn't have wandered down that hallway. She'd have moved to safety. She'd have made a conscientious decision, or a conscious decision, because she would not have been high. Well, maybe somebody drugged her. Well, to be drugged, you have to be in an environment around drugs and alcohol, around people that use that stuff. And you got to find out if people are using that stuff. You got to say now, I don't even want to be around it. If you about to get high, you about to be drunk, I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around that environment. I don't want to give energy to that environment. I want to give energy to those substances or that reality. So if there's going to be drinking and getting high, I don't want to be around it. It's that bad now. That means you don't want to go to the club. You don't want to go to these events and parties where people are getting high and drunk, because you do not support that paradigm of being out of your goddamn mind. Because you don't know what somebody will do to you. You just there thinking you just partying and, I'm a square. I'm just not going to get involved in nothing. But that's not going to stop a drunkard or somebody's high out of their mind from doing something to you. Because you're just there and now you're guilty by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And where people are getting high and drunk, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So even if somebody drugged her, she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And if you're around people getting high and drunk, you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. I have to say this repeatedly. Her death is no mystery. If there were no drugs and no alcohol involved, I guarantee you Kenneka Jenkins would be alive today. Point blank, period. These alcohol companies, these drug companies, these opioid pharmaceutical companies, all of them are making money off of death. People are committing mental suicide, putting themselves in very vulnerable situations to be taken advantage of because they're under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Death is not partying. Being out of your mind is not a party. Escapism is not a party. Partying means celebrating reality, not escaping it. When you party, you have something to celebrate. When you get drunk and high, you have something to escape. I gotta go in today. Kenneka Jenkins' death was not a mystery. Drugs and alcohol are killing people, putting them in vulnerable situations to be taken advantage of, and to do things that they normally wouldn't do if they was in a right state of mind. The alcohol industry is responsible. The drug dealers are responsible. The music industry is responsible for popularizing this very, very dangerous behavior and activity. You criminalize some of it, but you continue to popularize it through the media and make it socially acceptable. And as we can see with Kenneka Jenkins, people are losing their fucking lives. This beautiful black sister would be alive today if we didn't popularize getting high and getting drunk. She would be high. If she knew that getting high would have costed her her life, that how dangerous it was, she'd be alive today. She wouldn't have been in that freezer. Or we would see more than somebody being drunk and struggling to maintain balance and equilibrium. Stay away from drugs and alcohol. That's the message here. Stay away from those environments. It's dangerous today. And then you got to ask yourself, why am I choosing to get out of my mind? Deal with what's in your mind. If you can't party, then you need to heal within yourself. If you can't party without getting high, without getting drunk, you got some issues that you need to work on. You've become very fragmented if you got to get drunk and high to party. So Kenneka Jenkins' death was no mystery. And that's what need to be dealt with here. Some conspiracy, organ harvesting, and some people raping her and taking her in the back room and all this. None of that would have happened if she was not high and drunk or not in this environment where everybody was out of their mind and nobody's responsible, because the definition of partying today is to submerge oneself into irresponsibility to the point of being completely unconscious. So how do you be responsible for the well-beingness of others if you completely outside of your goddamn mind because you totally high and drunk? And that's your objective. That's what's crazy about it. Is to get out your mind, and then you worry about something weird happens, and tomorrow you end up calling somebody, I was raped, I was this, I was that. Your objective was to be out of your mind, so why are you now concerned about what happened to you? If you was worried about what could happen to you, you would never got that high and drunk in the first place, and you would never been in an environment where the object of that environment is people to get outside of their mind, so they have justification to act crazy, to allow themselves to be possessed by demons and by evil spirits to do shit that they never would have done before, to act and ignorant on a level of which they never would have acted. That's why it's all the fighting and shooting and killing in the clubs, is because people are getting out of their mind. They're letting spirits enter their body. They're becoming host for demonic, ignorant entities. And nobody wants to deal with it. I'm dealing with it today. This is not a conspiracy. And I don't mind entertaining any conspiracy theories, but her death was not a conspiracy. Simple. Put down the drugs, put down the alcohol, and stay in your right frame of mind. We are at war. We have to be in our right frame of mind at every moment and every second as a people. We are at war right now. Anything can happen to us. So why we would choose to be outside of our mind, that's the problem. That's the issue. Whether she was organ harvested, whether somebody raped her, took advantage of her, no matter whatever happened to her, it still stems to the same problem. Us being out of our mind and not being in a type of mindset where we can protect ourselves and defend ourselves and stand up for ourselves as a people. Protect our women, our brothers and our sisters and our children. We have to be in the right mindset to do that in the times that we're living in right now. In order to do that, you got to put down the drugs. You got to put down the alcohol. It's King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate and don't hate. Also, subscribe to this YouTube page right now. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button, so you get notified whenever I put a video out. You'll be the first one to know about it. And also, you got to hit that like button. You got to hit that like button. I'm putting up a lot of videos on my website at www.kingnobleuncensored.com. So a lot of videos you're not seeing me load on my YouTube page right now, they're going up on kingnobleuncensored.com. So make sure you go over there and check it out. Black Supremacy.